All right, good morning, everybody. Today we're going over lesson 4.2 on polynomials and linear factors. So basically, this is all about factoring. For the vocab, they're talking about linear factors, and you guys already know what a linear equation is. Y, right, for linear factors. Y equals mx plus b. So it's going to be in that form. Linear factors are like, 2x plus 2, 3x minus 5. Those are linear factors, right? And then you will have that as part of your polynomial. Zeros. So zeros are when your function f of x, when your function f of x is 0, right? So wherever, let's say this was your graph, this would be a 0 here because the y value is 0 there. So this is your, like, let's say this was 0.2, right? This was -2, so this would be -2 comma 0. As you can see, the y value is 0. All right. The fundamental theorem just says that if every function with degree 1 or more has at least one 0, we'll get into that later. And the number 0 theorem says that a polynomial of n degree has at most n zeros. So if you have something like x to the 8th power plus 5x as your polynomial, well, 8 is the degree. And so it has 8 or more zeros. The number of zeros is greater than or equal to 8. Oh, sorry, less than. Has at most n zeros. So if your degree is 8, it has at most 8. So zeros are less than or equal to 8. So it could have 8, 7, 6, and so on. All right, vocab is done. Let's get to the problems. It says to factor uh, 2x squared plus 4x minus 16. Factor it completely again. When it's just this, you can assume this is y. And you could just factor it out. So we'll do this normal. And we'll do, this is in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c. So as you can see, 2 is a, 4 is b, and -16 is c. And you know you will have an x with an a times c over b. So you know this will be a times c is 2 times -16 is -32. b is 4. And then you're going to find two numbers that multiply to -32 and add to 4, which are 8 and 4. Right? 8 and -4 will be 3 times 4 is 4. 8 times -4 is -32. So you have 2x squared, and I'm going to break up my bx. I'm going to break up my 4x into 8 minus 4. So plus 8x minus 4x, that gives me my 4x. And then minus 16. And now I'm going to write this in a way that's is better for me. See, this way I don't think it will work. Let's try it. 2 times x squared plus 4x. And if I take out a negative 4, I have x plus 4. Oh my God. Let's do this one more time. I forgot something. Let's take out a 2x. We got x plus 4 minus 4 is x plus 4. Oh, it actually worked. So sometimes you have to switch these two, because it doesn't have an order, right? These, I could have put negative 4 there and 8 over here. So sometimes you got to switch them. But here we go. I could factor out from here an x plus 4. Take that out. And what's left is that. And your answer, you could factor out another 2 from here and here and get as your answer. Number 2. It says to factor it completely. Well, we're going to do the same thing here. So I believe that you guys can do this one, right? And I'll just kind of lead you. This is your A value, your B values right here, your C values right there. This is A times C, this is B. Again, this is 8 times negative A is negative 64 over 12, negative 12. All right. That's 4 and 16. And this is negative. All right. And then you're going to just do the same thing with that negative 12 and just break it up into 4x minus 16x. And then you're going to put this here and this here. And you're going to do it the same way. Number 3. It says to write it in factor form. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. You have 6x cubed minus 15x squared minus 36x. So you're going to take out a, I know all of them are divisible by 3, so I could take out a 3, and there's an x everywhere here, so I'm going to take out an x. If I divide this one, the first one, by 3x, I get 2x. Divide the second one by 3x, I get negative 5x. Third one by 3x, I get negative 12. And then you do the same thing to the inside. This is your A, B, C. And do your x, A times C over B. Your 2 times negative 12 is negative 24. B is negative 5. 8 times 3 is 24. I want it to be negative. So those are your results. And I'm just going to do it down here. I'm going to say, and I forgot a squared right here. Sorry. 2x squared. And the minus 5x is going to be separated into these two right here. Minus 8x plus 3x. That gives you negative 5x. Minus 12. So we didn't change it. Right? And it's still times 3x. Well, I'm just going to work on the inside. We have let's say I take out a 2x, we're left with x minus 4. And let's say I take out a 3, I have x minus 4 again. Right? And this is all still multiplied by this. And so on the outside of here, if I take out an x minus 4, I'm left with 2x plus 3. And that's the answer. For number 4, this one's a bit different because it asks you to write the polynomial in standard form. So we're gonna do x times x really quick. So that's x squared, then x times 1 is just x. Then we're going to do 1 times x and get x, 1 times 1 and get 1. So we have x squared plus 2x, right? Plus 1. And then I'm going to bring this down. Now we're going to do x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times 2 is 2x squared. 2x times x is 2x squared, and 2x times 2 is 4x. 1 times x is x, and 1 times 2 is 2. See the pattern? X cubed, and then these two combine, plus 4x squared plus 5x plus 2. All right. Number 5. My goodness. Was that number 3? No. Oh my god. Sorry, guys. So I did that one. 3. And then I accidentally did... I did this one. I did number 6. Okay. So sorry about that. This was number 6. It was a little weird. So let's take a look at number 4. Number 4 says, factor completely. We have 5a minus 5b minus xa plus xb. Factor it. Easy peasy. I see here we have a 5 in common. I'm going to take it out. I'm left with a minus b. From here I have an x in common. I'll take out that positive x. I'm left with, you know what? Let's take out a negative x, because the first term right here, as you can see, is negative. So I'm going to take out a negative x just because I want my first term to be positive. So negative x a over negative x is a. xb over negative x is negative b. And look at that, they're matching right here. So I could take out an a minus b and be left with 5 minus x. And that's your answer. Number 5. It says factor 1 minus x cubed. Let's factor it. Okay, for this one, you got to know a rule. This is the perfect cubes, the difference of perfect cubes. Difference of perfect cubes. Not talking about ice cubes or ice cube. We're talking about a minus b, right? Where a is cubed and b is also cubed. And that's going to be a minus b times a squared, right? You're going to have an ab and a b squared, and these are going to be positive. Now, if it was, there's another one, right? There's another one to memorize. There's a cubed plus b cubed, and this is the sum, right? So that would be the sum of perfect cubes is, and it's still going to be a and b here, right? It's still going to be a squared, ab, and b squared. The only difference is now the negative sign is there. There's only one negative sign per equation, right? Here and here, right? In this case, it was here. This time it was right here. And the rest are positives. And that's how you can memorize it. Okay? Let me just double check that really quick. Looks pretty good. Okay, looks pretty good. So now knowing this, I just need to find out what my a and b are. So let's take a look at what a and b is. So, right, I need a cubed to equal 1. So that means 1 cubed equals 1. So this is my a value, right? As you can see, that would be my 1 cubed right here. This is my a. A cubed, 1 cubed, a is 1. Now, same thing here. This one's easier to see. That is my b value, as this is the same here. Same format. That's my b. Right? So now I could just rewrite it. I could rewrite it as 1 cubed minus, right, x cubed. And you're like, oh, okay, this is the difference of perfect cubes. Perfect. So I know my a is 1 and my b is x. Okay, now I just need to plug those in to here. Easy peasy. That is 1 minus x times 1 squared plus 1 times x plus x squared, right? 1 minus x, 1 plus x squared. And you're done. All right, next up, we already did 6, so now 7. For 7, write the expression as a polynomial in standard form. We have 2x plus 1 times 4x plus 1 times 3x minus 4. Polynomial in standard form. It's the same thing. We're just going to multiply them. Again, you're going to do 2x. You're going to do 2x times 4x. Then 2x times 1. 1 times, and then you're going to, I'll just do it from here. 1 times 4x. 1 times 1, right? And then you're going to get your answer. Boom, boom. And then you're going to multiply whatever you got by 3x minus 4. Okay? You guys can do that. So it's just like the last one. For number 8, says to factor into linear factors. We have 6x cubed minus 15x squared minus 36x, right? And then here you could just see, hey, what do they all have in common? This is the same problem. This is number 8. Same as number 3. This is a copy. So we're good. Number 9. Number 9 is 2a cubed plus 8a squared minus 64a. Right? Factor it. I notice there's a's in all of them. I could take out an a. You could also divide each by 2. So I'll take out a 2a, left with 2a cubed over 2a is a squared plus 8a squared over 2a is 4a minus 64a over 2a is 32. And then this is easy peasy. You do your x, right? You're going to do, right, this is your A is 1, this is your B is 4, and this is your C is negative 32. This is A times C, this is your B. A times C is 1 times negative 32. B is 4, that is 8 and 4, and it's positive, so I do that. So now, you're going to have, for this portion here, right? You're going to have, well, 2 a's right there. You got x plus 8, and it's simple as this because this a is a 1. So we do not have to split the 4a anymore, how we did on the last one. This is a lot easier. And then x minus 4. Okay, you have questions about that? Ask me in class, please. All right. That's your answer. For number 10, number 10 says solve for n. All right, 2n cubed plus 24n squared minus 56n is 0. All right, solve for n. Easy peasy, factor it. We all have n's, and we're all divisible by 2's. Take out a 2n, we're left with. And the first one, we're left with a n squared. Second's a 12n. Third one is a 28. That's it. And then on the top is your a times c, which is negative 28. Bottom is your b, right? 2 times 14 will do the trick, and that will be negative. So we're left with 2n times, again, your a is 1. So therefore, you get easy peasy. You just write these down. X minus 2 and x plus 14 is 0. And it says solve for n. Again, by the ZPP rule, you could just say, if this was 0, that'd be great, because 0 times anything will check out to 0. So x plus 14 is 0, and x is negative 14. Then we have x minus 2. If this was 0, that would be great, and that was x equals 2. And then this one, if this was 0, that'd be great. So 2n is 0, n is 0. All right. Number 11. Number 11, we have 4r cubed minus 64r squared is 0. They all have an r squared. They each can be divisible by, divided by 4. We got an r left over and a negative 16 left over here. Again, if this was 0, that would be great, because then that would check out, right? 0 times anything, 0. And we have r is 0. Then if this was 0, it'd be great. 0 and 16. Which is not right. Why? This is very oh, my bad. This is to the fourth. So that means this is squared, which means this is squared, which means this is r squared is equal to 16. We're going to take a square root of both sides. Don't forget the plus or minus. And we got ka-ching, ka-ching. R is plus or minus. Square root of 16 is 4. So these are your answers. Right. R is 4, negative 4, and 0. Number 12. All right. Number 12 says solve for x. We have so these are the difference of squares, which is a minus a squared minus b squared is a plus b times a minus b. And how do I know? Because this is x squared squared, right? 2 times 2 is 4. That checks out. Minus, and this is 4 squared. Right? So that means a is x squared and your b is 4. You just plug it in. So we got x squared plus 4 times x squared minus 4. And then, remember, this is equal to 0. And if this was 0, that'd be great, because 0 times anything is 0, and that would check out. So you can solve for x like that. We got x squared is negative 4, and the square root will cancel this out. Don't forget plus or minus. Now this is the same as the square root of 4 times the square root of negative 1, which is, right, because the square root of negative 1 is I. And for this one, right, I may have skipped a step. X squared minus 4 is 0. Move the 4 over. That's what you get. So x is equal to 2, negative 2, 2i, and negative 2i. That's it.